Hey, muy buenos dias, everyone. I hope everybody's doing well, blessed, and enjoying family. Bueno, mi gente. I want to start off, as always, by thanking everybody for you guys' words, prayers, and your time as your great support from Lakota. I appreciate every one of you. Gracias. Now, this story, I have made it for you guys a while back. It's about when I was still in county and I had it saved up. So I'm gonna post it right now. As you guys know, chemo's coming up. So I'm going to do a bunch of appointments, making sure dengue ain't around no more, cause I can't go into chemo due to the dengue or my defense being so low. I don't want to go through what I did last time, so I'm stuck doing that. But I do want to touch base with you guys. It is why I'm posting this. So I hope it's to you guys' liking. It's just to be constant on my message and of course to be in touch with you guys. And those questions you guys been asking me about that one individual, I would soon answer it for you guys. Bueno, I hope everybody has a great rest of your day, and I will be trying to post every day from here on out. Gracias, and I send my love to everyone. I hope everybody's doing well, blessed, and enjoying family. And before I start off, again, muchísimas gracias a todos for everything you express and send my way. I highly appreciate you. Okay, to get to the story at hand, I want to take you back a little bit. It's when I was still doing county time, 96, 97, 98. And just to open a little bit a better inner look on how there's a lot of people that comment, Sureños or whatever group, needs these big organizations to keep order. And in my opinion, I don't really see it to be true. For example, I do understand it's a must because I was there, and it's part of our structure, to take the proper step as a Southsider, Sureño, Campolero, Carnal. It's just something that's taught to us to be the proper way to take, or to earn our stripes, as we all say when we're there. But to take it as far as to say they keep order, I don't really see it like that. I see it like they bring chaos, to the structure, to the gente. They use and abuse our gente. They're power hungry. They're drug addicts. And for that is why I decided to touch on this. As you guys already know, I try to keep away from other groups, for example, norteños, bulldogs, gabachos, hermanos. I try to just show my respect that I don't belong there, but this was something that I lived through personally, so I want to touch on it just to see you guys' opinion. Well, anyways, like I said, it was maybe 97, 98 to be more on the dot. At this time, I had already been there for 6, 7 months when this started, and they had brought down an AB member, from, I believe his last name was Scully or something like that, and he was from San Diego. And before he got there, as camaradas, sureños, southsider, however you want to address us, we're pretty firme. We took care of business when it came to paperwork. And if there was something shady from the streets that was following you, then we dealt with it accordingly. And we had actually a really cool relationship when it came to the woods. For example, I remember, Joe. I remember a whole bunch of woods that we were actually pretty tight with. We all understood that once we went to CDC, we pretty much, supported each other. I'm not gonna say we rolled together because that's far from the truth. But anyways, so we had a pretty good understanding of one another. But when this AB member showed up, when they started driving up for Pelican Bay, I remember they brought a Pili from Shelltown. They actually brought Mosca down. That's how Mosca got his claws into the town where I was from. How Weather started spreading his word out on the streets, and there was a few Pilis, and as well as there were a few AB members. Actually, there was a couple of them that actually hit A pod, mainline. I remember old man Richard and little Joey. Little Joey, it was far from little, It's just something I guess to contrast his actual size, They were an A pod, I remember. And but when they first started driving up, I remember I had done something that I'm not gonna say I was really proud of. Like I remember, I knew that the norteños they were in C and D pod, and well, if you were on the streets wiggling, you knew who the NF members were, And I remember we went out to court, and they were they were escorting also, also from BSRN, and besides this bald head Mongolian, I knew exactly who he was, So as I wiggled through, I got loose from the Hudas and I rushed him, and it was a lame move from my side, cause to be sincere, handcuffed, I didn't come off my handcuffs. I basically didn't do nothing. I just rushed him, and it just took me to the hole, And as in the hole, there was a lot of vatos from Pelican Bay that had came down, cause Scully had brought him down as a witness to what he was facing. He had taken out. I'm not sure if it was a police or a sheriff, something like that. So they were using the system, which is a constant thing that we wiggle with, when we're in the system. But anyways, once they were there, it was all hell started breaking loose, For example, paisas and sureños, we had A, B, and G pod, and all of a sudden, conflict started uprising. I remember I got kicked out to A pod, and next thing you know, the the gabachos were trying to dictate our program, And I don't mean to say gabachos as disrespect, It's just old habits die hard. But anyways, and at the time I was a knucklehead, I had gotten out of YA not too long before this, and to be sincere, ain't nobody could tell me anything, because I felt some kind of way, and I was gonna boot up and suit up, and I got in a lot of conflicts with them, so it went from a peaceful thing to a constantly open up the cell and let's boogie, and it was all behind the abejas back there wanted the white boys to take control, and at the same time we were getting told that we weren't supposed to let them, take any type of control, which was at in APOD there was a lot of 415s, there was Cribs, Bloods, so we were to go ahead and boogie whenever that happened. So it was a constant thing, riots, lockdown, At the end of the day, what they wanted was a type conflict, so that anything that hit the pots, were hitting the hole and spreading it to them while they were there, And again, it's just greed and dope fiend moves, They wanted to get high. That was basically it. They didn't care if they were establishing something. They didn't care what we had already established there to work off of that. It was just basically they wanted to start a type of conflict so that we went back there, and the Woods took to their big homies, and we took to the Pilis. And but it just goes to show, how you got all these camaradas or all these races killing each other on the main lines for the orders that come down from these individuals, and at the same time they're butt buddies, they're buddy, they scratch each other's hands, because I mean, the proof is in the pudding, For so many years, Pilis and the carnales from the NF, they were at each other, and next thing you know, they're getting high together. They're following or they're inputting the same rules and regulations. And if you don't follow them, you guys know what I'm talking about. I'm pretty sure everyone has heard what's going on, and all that blood that got spread it on the streets, on the inside. At the end of the day, it don't mean nothing when it came to what benefits them and it's gonna allow them to get high as this or whatever this was founded on, or it just has no meaning anymore. And it's exactly how it works. I sat in the shoes for a long time, and I seen a lot of conflicts when it was a llavero thing. It was one person taking control of the yards, and it was always really being greedy and trying to take out the next Billy's crews because he was jealous of what they had and wanted it, And at the same time, I was sitting in the same section as they were playing chess on the tier, telling each other they love each other, while camaradas on the linea are killing themselves under their orders. That's exactly what happened in this time, Up until not too long ago, I actually really put some thought into what, the AB member, Richard, he happened to be from the 707 area where I'm from, but can't really recall exactly where from. But anyways, he gave me advice. Him and little Jimmy, he told me like, cause they helped me fight my case. They were the ones that actually helped me looking into my case a lot deeper than. Anyways, I don't want to get off track, but they actually gave me an advice and told me like, look, don't get involved with us. Don't even. If you go to prison, which you are, they knew exactly because of my crimes I was going to hit CDC. Just go out to the yard and mind your business. Handle your business, but mind your business. That's it. And I never really paid attention, but they were trying to look out for me. And it's exactly what should be done. Sureños should just go in and mind their own business. It's just like Billy's. When something big happens, what do they tell Sureños? This is Emme business. Mind your business. You don't belong in it. It's exactly what Sureños would say. Norteños, woods. They should tell them like, this is our business. Go ahead and go mind your own. But it didn't work like that. There was a bunch of killings in town. I remember there was never no wars between, skinheads and necks in town, and all of a sudden it just, carnales in the back telling us, don't let the woods pick up power, and then the abejas telling the woods, don't let these fools to grab control to the fully push back. So it was just, like I said, causing conflict because they wanted people to get busted. They wanted people to land back there and have their butts packed with things for them. That's all they cared about. They knew they were there for court, and it was short lived, and they were going to go back and be slammed. At that time, I didn't really realize it till, I'm hoping one day I could do a live and want to show my face to you guys, and when I do, I want to touch on this story again. I got a big old scar from my lip all the way down to the inside, a broken tooth, and it happened from the woods. It just happened. They got told that to go ahead, that I was going back and forth, which it wasn't true. I was there, and they got there, and I came back, yes, with a couple palabras, but it wasn't. I was a youngster, man. I wasn't nothing but a puppet. A young, pendejo trying to be somebody that they ended up taking flight on me, and over nothing, just to have a couple people go back there and supply him. And it's funny how an AB member brought them all back, and they hit county, and they started conflict among each other just to benefit them. But anyways, I hope I made sense of this. I wanna really touch on nobody else, but the reason it really stuck out for me, for example, there was a little guy they called Mike, little Mike, from Petaluma. He was a cool white boy. I had a lot of respect for homeboy. They asked him basically to go back there and take him those little green pills. You guys know what I'm talking about, because he was getting them for a certain type of sickness he had. And he said, Chales, I'm going to do that. First and foremost, I'm here in borrowed time. I'm fighting my case. I need him. They played in politics against him. Next thing you know, the abejas, they had him whacked. They had him whacked. And, well, you guys know, he ain't with us no more. And it just goes to show that it don't matter what faction you belong to, it's all the same, It's all the same once they reach that pedestal that instead of carrying themselves with high respect, they feel they can use and abuse their gente. Don't matter what type of gente you're from, right? And it's just like when they came, my town, they got put on good, cause they got put on good. I'll just leave it at that, and I want to leave my story here at this point. It just took one AB member getting out of Pelican Bay, going down and killing a Huda in town, hit county, pull all these different dudes, and to flip the county upside down. For all that was established as respect amongst races to be thrown out the window. I guess what I'm trying to say is, for all those that are saying, they're there to keep order, to keep everybody in line, chales. They're there to make you think that, but they're actually there to keep conflict happening. If there's no conflict, there's no need for them, right? Really sit down and analyze that. Or tell me one issue that has occurred that hasn't been one of them guys up there from any faction that's not behind that actual order. It's just what they do, man. They want that. I don't know how it is right now. Unfortunately, I can't speak about that wiggling on how things are once they got out the shoe, because I left to the feds right before, like right before I went through the first hunger strike, and I went left to the feds. But anyways, I hope I made sense. I remember a true bluebird, from the town that was there, used to always give us advice, that don't allow these cats to start conflict. And me being a dumbass, excuse my language, I always used to tell them like, hey, when you speak about your brothers, stick to your brothers. Don't mention the Billy's name in vain, because well, the actions that have to be taken. I was just that dumb, as I know everybody seems to think. But anyways, I just wanted to tell the story. How it came down to county when everything was at peace, and it caused chaos. It literally caused chaos inside when there was no active war with anybody. They had to separate. Like I said, I basically did a pendejo move on an NF member that probably laughed at me. That was about all you heard, besides the normal south siding and someone that was trash that had to be removed. But other than that, it was peaceful. But it's just another in look for those that are out there thinking that or believing in the gospel they preach. Be smart, don't listen to it. But anyways, mi gente, for those that had said that or wished that I was at the hospital, thank you God, I'm back home now. Todavía ando todo tonto de los días that I was there, but nevertheless, I was given permission to come back home, and thank the guy upstairs for it. I highly appreciate you guys for your wishes. I'm here for another second or so, but I'm here. That's what counts. Muchas gracias to everyone. Please stay true to yourself and loyal to your loved ones. Gracias again y buenas noches.